Yes, everybody, I hope you are all doing well. Welcome back to another video on the channel. And we're back with another video. We are going to be discussing the Ring 4 cards. 4 fights, 4 weights, 5 world titles. And yes, some of them on the undercard that are magnificent. So, the big ones for me in this card that I'm looking forward to. Obviously, everyone's looking forward to the David Benavidez Anthony Yarde fight, which is the main event. But for me, do you know the fight I'm most, I won't say I'm intrigued for, is going to be the Devin Haney fight, the Devin Haney Brian Norman Jr. fight, and we're going to discuss that in just a second. But just quickly, this is one of the cards of the year, in my opinion, and I think this is going to bring absolute entertainment. In my opinion, you look at some of the events that we've had this year. My personal favorite of the boxing, my favorite card of the year is the last Crescendo. You know, you had the likes of Bivol, Better B, you had the rematch on there. You had Parker versus Martin McCauley, you had Shakur Stevenson on that card. You know, on that card, you also, I think you had Hamza Shiraz on that card. I know Zhang Caballero was on that card. Boatsi was on that card, I think. Like, that card for me is the best card this year, but this card is certainly up there in terms of talent, in terms of excitement, in terms of entertainment. But we are going to start off with my ones to watch fight of the night, Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. I wanted to speak about this fight mainly just due to the fact of Devin Haney. This is your time to shine. This is your time now. Turki Al-Sheikh has been talking about wanting to see entertainment, not wanting to see fighters just constantly run around the ring, constantly, just avoiding any sort of action and not even being good with your boxing, to be honest with you, just kind of running around the ring and clearly just doing it for the money. And I've been really disappointed with Devin Haney over the past couple of years, especially with that Jose Ramirez fight that was on that Times Square. I mean, look, Jose Ramirez, you should be beating him quite comfortably, in my opinion. By the way, that's actually one of I might have to do a video on ranking all the big Riyadh, the Ring events this year, because I kind of forgot that we actually had a boxing card in Times Square. I forgot that we actually had that. And obviously, his last other fight that was against obviously Ryan Garcia, which, yeah, he got absolutely slapped up, and obviously no decision on left finger. So we all know what happened there with Ryan Garcia. But this is the chance now for Devin Haney. He's coming up against, he has a chance to become the WBO World Champion. But he's up against Brian Norman Jr. Now, I personally don't think Brian Norman Jr. has faced anybody spectacular. But the problems that Brian Norman Jr. has, Devin Haney hates. The guy has good hands, good punching power, and his ability to cut off the ring and be in entertainment fights and dog it out if need to. These are the things that Devin Haney does not like. He does not like. He likes to play it safe, constantly just dodge around. And I feel like he's going to be in a really tough fight. And to be honest with you, we've seen Devin Haney be hurt when needed to be. You saw in the Ryan Garcia fight how he got hurt. And he's going up against Brian Norman Jr., one of the, in my opinion, the best power punchers in the welterweight division, up at 147. And I've just got a feeling he's going to lose to Brian Norman Jr. And the reason as to why, Brian Norman Jr. this week in Fight Week has actually spoke about real big confidence. Like, he's actually spoken with a lot of confidence, saying, I'm meant to be here. Turkey, you signed the deal with Turkey for a multi-fight deal. None of this, I picked you, da-da-da. I'm here because I'm the world champion. And I like that. Like, even in the face-to-face, go back and watch. That face-to-face was one of the funniest ones this year, where he was making, like, Floyd Mayweather, like, esque quotes. And Brian Norman Jr. was just like, what are you doing? I just thought it was class. Like, he was like, bro, you nicked that from Floyd. You ain't going to be no Floyd. You ain't no Floyd Mayweather. He's the GOAT. I actually loved it from him. And I feel like a lot of people are actually cheering on wanting Brian Norman Jr. to win, pure and simply due to the fact of they're sick of Devin Haney. They're sick of the antics in the ring, just being constantly boring, you know, just not being entertaining. You're living up to your ego. You're saying you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, and you're like, mate, you ain't gonna do crap. You're not gonna do crap. And I feel like Brian Norman Jr. is gonna knock him out with a big left hook. That's my prediction. I think Brian Norman Jr. is gonna knock out Devin Haney. Again, he can be hurt, previously in his past couple of fights. And again, very disappointing, like I said, for me, with Devin Haney. Like, I want to like the guy because I actually think he's got talent. But like I said, in his past couple of fights, you talk about boringness. Jose Ramirez, decision. Ryan Garcia, obviously, knew what happened there. The Progress fight, they went to a decision. Lemonchenko fight went to a decision. George Campos Jr., I think that went to a decision as well. In the rematch with that went to a decision. Jose Diaz went to a decision. This guy hasn't actually picked up a knockout since literally like 2019. He hasn't finished any of his fights since 2019. 2019. And no wonder people are bored of you. No wonder people are absolutely bored of you. So I do think Devin is gonna get stopped, and I think he is gonna hit the canvas. And obviously the main event, everyone's looking forward. David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde. I personally thought we'll get David Benavidez versus Dimitri Bivol. Obviously after the rematch between Beterbiev versus Bivol or Beterbiev after their rematch, I thought David Benavidez was going to fight Dimitri Bivol. Didn't happen. Okay, but this fight is going to be so interesting. This fight is full of power, tenacity, heart, and desire, because I think Anthony Yarde can actually box him. But the thing is, with this fight for me, is coming down to one thing: the pressure of David Benavidez. The pressure of him literally reminds me so much of Arthur Beterbiev. Like, I like those style of boxers, especially that light heavy that can actually move around, and that's just constant pressure, just an absolute barnstorming machine. And you look at the losses that Anthony Yarde has been in there. Like, he's actually picked up. I didn't actually know. I completely forgot. He's actually already lost 3 fights. I think off the top of him, he's lost to Beterbiev. I know he lost to Lyndon Arthur. Because obviously then he won the rematch, didn't he? And then I think he lost to another guy. I can't remember his name. But yeah, this fight's going to be so entertaining. The one thing that goes in this favor for Anthony Yarde is he's been in there with similar styles, with the constant pressure, with the power puncher, with this guy's just not going to let you breathe in Artur Beterbiev. He's already, faced that. So but that was a couple of years ago when he faced Artur Beterbiev, to be fair. And to be fair with David Benavidez, for me, he's one of the best fighters in the world right now to watch. For me, he is, especially in the light heavy. For me, he's number 2. Obviously, Artur Beterbiev is definitely third now after he lost to Dimitri Bivol. And I really wish we got the Benavidez versus Bivol fight before this, but it is what it is. I mean, look, there's no better chance for Anthony Yarde to write the script, pull off the upset, because not many people are actually backing him. Not many people are actually backing Anthony Yarde to win. Obviously, Benavidez, I think his last fight was obviously David Morrell. So, and obviously he won. I think that was on points, wasn't it? So, yeah. So he's only fought once. To be fair, let me actually have a look on his box rec. David Benavidez box rec. To be fair, he's not actually had that many fights in the past couple of years. I thought he's had more. So he's fought David Morrell, which he won on a unanimous decision. Alexander So I can never pronounce his name. Alexander Versaki. He won on points. He also fought Caleb Plant. He won on points there. But God, is he retired? Oh, flipping Plant, you know. I actually forget about him as a fighter, don't you? God, he's been around the block. He has been around the block, hasn't he? And she feels like he's been in the ring with everybody, especially at light heavy. Like, oh man. But no, I'm really looking forward to this fight. I am going to be doing a live watch along of it. But my prediction in this, I just think, as a Brit, I want Yarde to win. I do. Hopefully, third time lucky, becoming world champion. But I just think that the pressure, the constant machine from David Benavidez is just gonna. It's gonna be unfortunate for him, and I do think he's gonna. I do think he'll probably stop him. I do think he will probably stop him, in my opinion. But I'm hope I'm wrong, because I do want Anthony to win, and I think a lot of the Brits will be staying up to watch it. But I just think the absolute machine of David is just going to be too much for him, if I'm being truly honest with you. You know, with the uppercuts, the body shots, and then just levering it to the head. I just think in those sort of ranges, when he closes him down, it's going to be too much for Anthony. I really, really do. And but I'm hoping I'm wrong. I hope I am wrong. I'm just basing off this quick fire prediction. But let's hope. Let's hope I am wrong. But again, that's not it on the card. You obviously got the likes of Jesse Ban Rodriguez, you know, for the super featherweight titles that's on the line. He's obviously fighting Fernando Martinez. And obviously some of the undercards, I'm intrigued. I'm excited to watch some of the young undercards as well, so of this fight card. But I generally think the Ring of Four has kind of gone under notice. Like, you've got two absolute crackers that could be main events. I think Jesse Van Rodriguez can be main event anywhere he goes. So, yeah, I'm really, really, really looking forward to this card, and we will be doing a live watch along of it. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your damn predictions down below. And yeah, I can't wait to watch the Devin Haney fight, because this is the time now where you have to turn up, son. Also, I won't be surprised if Devin Haney actually did somehow win it on points, but I do think he will get knocked down by Brian Norman Jr. I just think at some point he will catch him. Devin can't just run forever. But yeah, thank you so much all for watching. We will be doing a watch along, and we will be doing, got the hiccups, a live press conference reaction to the Jake Paul Joshua fight. That's going to be tomorrow, the press conference for that. And yeah, if you like your boxing, man, slap a like, subscribe. Take care, and I'll see you all very soon. Peace.